Okay, today brake pads on a VW Passat diesel, rear disc. Everyone's going to tell you need about 10,000 different special tools for this, but you really don't. I'm going to do it with, well, let me get the wheel off, I'll show you. As you can see, I like to make the most of my brake pads. This isn't really the thing to do, it stops your discs lasting so long, but there we are. Okay, these rear calipers have an anti sort of wind back facility, so the idea is the caliper stays squeezed so that the handbrake is always sort of tight and ready to use. Now there's all kinds of special tools to deal with these and all that kinds of thing, but actually nowhere near as hard as you'd think. So the first thing to do, wheels off obviously, two little 13mm nuts there, one there and one at the bottom there, so one each, top and bottom. So what you do is a 13mm on that one and a 15 on that to hold it, so it's a 13 and a 15, and we'll get the caliper undone and I'll show you how to prise it loose. Okay, so those two bolts are out, two carrier bolts there, and then all you need to do is just lever that off. There we are, caliper's free. Now the nice thing about this is it's not a captive disc, so what you can do is you can actually take the disc out as well. While you're at it, you're obviously looking at checking the quality of the disc. This one isn't all that great. I'd like to tell you I'm going to replace it, but I'm not, because I know it was new a couple of years ago, and I can also tell it's approximately as thick as it was. It's not too badly scored, and once I've tapped some of that rust and scale off, it will come back nice. Okay, so here's the thing that is usually the biggest problem. See that there? Oh, there's a split in that, that ain't good. See that there? That is now locked out. You can push as hard as you want on that and that's not going back in. What it has to be is wound back in. That's why there's two little nubbins here. There's a special tool and all kinds of things to do it, but I assume you ain't got one because I haven't. What I'm going to use is I'm going to use a pair of them and the back of a hammer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze a hammer in there to put a little bit of pressure down on that, and I mean literally, see how this is loose? I'm going to hold that with one hand and I'm going to put I'm going to lever on it with that, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to put those grips right there, right there on the metal piece, careful not to nip this, on the metal piece there, and I'm going to turn it clockwise like I'm screwing it down, and I'm going to push slightly at the same time, and that will slowly but gently twist its way back down. Let me get that started and I'll show you what to do. So yeah, here you can see how if you pull out those bobs, which are the carriers, little carrier things, what you can do is you can kind of wedge the bolt on the back there into the carrier, catch that up against there, and use the thing that comes in the toolkit to get onto the piston, so you can give a bit of pressure on it while you get a pair of pliers on that and spin it. So no need for that fancy tool. There we are. Well, once you've got that wound back in, you can then put the brake pads in position, scrape out the little channels first so they sit nice, put your top bolt on, and then you've still got space to check that your little anti-squeak things are sitting nicely. You can then just push this down into place to catch the second bolt, and all is good. What I tend to do with these, by the way, I'm not a great proponent of changing discs. I feel it's unnecessary in a lot of instances. Sorry, that was just kind of sitting against there. I tend to go around and just take a little screwdriver and just tap off the bits of rust, and I've never had any problem with it. A lot of people and a lot of mechanics I know say, oh god, just change discs at the same time, they'll blow apart, blah blah blah. The only disc I ever knew blew apart was when I was about 12, and it was on a Lada Neva, the four-wheel drive one. I think that's because a rock hit it. And that's the only disc I've ever known come apart, but you may know of more. Anyway, by the way, excuse the funny waving black lines on the left and right hand side of the screen. I don't know what that is. It's just, yeah. So anyway, there we go. No need for anything special. If you do have trouble getting that piston to drop back in, the thing to do is to turn this upright and just tap the centre of that piston with a hammer. So hold the caliper in your hand like that, and then just tap it down. Sometimes for levering it, part of a hammer is good, something big and fat. In this instance, that was good. It depends really how far your brake pads have gone. And there's a bit left on that one. Not a great deal, but a bit. So yeah, there we are. Okay, well, I hope it helps. Again, not all that instructional, but maybe it helps someone. Cheers for now.